The lesson is consistent. You gotta be careful who you let into your home, both physically and digitally. Protect your digital home with the sponsor of this video. This video is brought to you by NordVPN, the VPN service striving to help make our traversing this digital hellscape known as the internet a little safer and a little more secure. Nord has a myriad of services ranging from digital protection to quality of life conveniences. Like Nord's threat protection scans for viruses and malware from websites you visit, files you download, blocks it if it looks suspicious. 'Tis the season, no doubt. We've all been shopping for those gifts online. And maybe your favorite online shopping outlet just sent you a discount. Makes sense, you were just looking at their stuff online. Only thing you didn't notice, it wasn't actually them. It's a fake shopping scam made to look legit with crazy discounts. In the name of scamming you, let Nord take out the trash. Like the digital bouncer it is. So click the link below, go to nordvpn.com/johns. Get yourself an exclusive NordVPN deal plus 4 extra months. One account protects up to 10 devices, all backed by Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. And thank you once again to Nord for sponsoring this video. I do appreciate it. And now the domestic thriller is back, baby! Let's do it! Not that the domestic thriller ever, strictly speaking, left, but it kinda did. There was a time you can count on the domestic thriller being a part of the conversation, part of the box office anyhow. So The Housemaid's a film adaptation of a book of the same name published in 2022. Kinda wild, I feel like it takes longer than that for books to become movies. Not for The Housemaid. Not with the power of Paul Feig. This is directed by Paul Feig. I didn't know that until I watched the movie. This is none of the marketing material. I feel like there was a time it would have been like, oh, a Paul Feig film. I mean, he's done things since Ghostbusters. Is it because of Ghostbusters? Anyhow, he brings us this adaptation, this domestic thriller. It stars Sydney Sweeney as Millie, who answers an ad for a live-in housekeeper. Amanda Seyfried plays Nina, the wife of the house. Brandon Sklenar plays her husband, who doesn't have his mustache this time around. Has he lost the source of all his powers? No, he's still great in the movie. There's that. I'm just used to seeing him as the archetype of the mustache that guys look at and they're like, next time I trim, that's gonna make me think maybe I shouldn't shave all of it. Anyhow, it is apparent not all is what it seems in this entire situation. Gonna keep it, this is gonna be a really difficult video to do, by the way. Because this movie's very twisty and turny and slow reveals, and you know something's up, you know something's wrong, you don't know why, but you know you would wanna get the fuck out of this house. Promise you that. So I'm gonna try to keep it vague while informing you, which in reality is probably like, hey, domestic thriller, it's a pretty good one. But that's not how I roll on this channel. You clocked in to watch me put in the work. Look, first of all, everybody in the movie does a solid job. Now, I always like it when it's a movie that takes place in one location, one house per se. I mean, there are a couple other locations in the movie, sure. But for the other 95% of the film, we're in this house with them all. If there was one weak link in this cast of 3, they'd stand out like a sore thumb. It'd ruin it all. I mean, you got the man's man, the sweetheart, and everyone's favorite Google image search. Favorite actress? Don't know about that. People apparently don't show up to her movies per the box office reports, but they're all solid in the movie and everybody has secrets of some sort. That's another thing, you know, you gotta humanize these characters while knowing that they're hiding something. In fact, for a portion of this movie, I was like, so this is like the remake of the remake to Single White Female that came out earlier this year, only more complex. Or no, scratch that. Hand That Rocks the Cradle. I mean, to be fair, Single White Female and The Hand That Rocks the Cradle both came out the same year in 1992. Which is kind of my point of what I was talking about with the domestic thriller. It used to be a thing, now it's a comeback story. We all love a comeback story, even if it's a subgenre. But yeah, to the point, this does not just feel like a remake of The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. There's more going on here, and I appreciate this movie for that. And it kind of flipped the script for me. Like, I'm not used to seeing Amanda Seyfried play the unsettling or crazy one. I can tell you that part because that is in the trailer, so there's that. This movie does go in very predictable directions, but again, there is payoff with those predictable directions. I mean, you have an attractive live-in housemaid and a husband. You know. At a point, I was kind of rolling my eyes like, yeah, of course it would go here. And there were other moments where I was like, I didn't think it would go here. Though, by the, okay, You ever see a movie in which it's not predictable on screen? Everything they do on screen is, well, they did it right. But you break the fourth wall for your answers as to what is going on. And you go, okay, I think this is what's going on. Oh, look at that, I was right. I mean, I don't know what you want to do with that information, but you know, there that is. You know what I like about some of the characters in this movie is they're not one note. They have layers and motivations to them that not only keeps the audience guessing, it's gotta be really fun to play, just as an actor. I mean, the fact is, Paul Feig really knows his audience, and that audience, judging by my experience in the movie theater, is drunk chicks who can't shut the fuck up during the movie. I mean, you know, Just say it. To be fair, there is an element of fun with that to a point. I was laughing. I was like, man, they are really into this. I mean, they're sitting right behind me, so that's gonna wear out pretty quickly. And then soon after that, I just kind of got there. Not judging the movie on that. I'm saying if you go to this movie, be prepared. And if you stay home and wait for this movie to come out on streaming, people like that are the reason why. It's a bit long, no doubt. Maybe some corners could have been cut here and there. But there's actually a lot going on in the movie, and I don't know where you would necessarily do it. But in the end, I had a good time with this one. It's a thriller for some, a horror movie for others, but will make everybody cautious as to who they let into their world. I had myself a really good time with The Housemaid. No alcohol required. All right, so The Housemaid, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or what's your favorite domestic thriller? Whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.